Welcome to the first edition of Culture Custodians Yearly Series, Afrobeats Hottest, where we rank the most impactful and influential Afrobeats artists of the year. I'm your host, Ayra, and joining me are 5 industry tastemakers who will serve as judges for this edition. Hi guys, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Tastemaker for me.
Bro.
Wow.
Tastemaker now.
I don't know how to tastemaker.
So I'm going to introduce every single one of you. So to my left, we've got podcaster and music executive Simi Badiru.
Hey guys.
Next to her, we've got recording artist and nightlife connoisseur,
Yes, sir.
Fresh L.
What's up? What's up?
Next to him, we've got pop culture journalist, Olamide Tayo.
OG before IG.
Afrobeats grandfather.
We've got music commentator, DJ Shikoya. And last but not the least, we've got media personality, Melody Hassan.
Are you okay?
So here's how it's going to work. Each judge was asked to rank the hottest Afrobeats artists of the year, and those rankings were compiled into a master list by a team at Culture Custodian. We'll go through the rankings and hear from our judges on why and if certain artists deserve those spots. At the end of the rankings, each judge has the opportunity to suggest a swap which will be voted upon. If the suggestion gets an unanimous vote, it will be swapped. Before we dive into debating our master list of the top 10 hottest Afrobeats of 2024, let's take a moment to acknowledge a few artists who were strong contenders, but for various reasons didn't make the final cut. These artists are
What?
Charlie Poppy, Benson, Big Tony, Fireboy, and Whiskey.
How did Whiskey not make this? Okay, continue.
However, their journey doesn't end there.
I want to end there before.
They still have a chance to make it to our master list.
Oh.
Yes.
Our judges have the opportunity to shake things up by swapping any of these undercard names with artists ranked between positions 10 and 7. Additionally, as the episode goes on, they can adjust the rankings of any other artists already on the list. So some house rules. For the duration of the series, each judge has 3 chances to make a swap. To indicate they want a change, the judge must grab this item, the hand of God. Once a judge takes the hand of God, they must present a strong case for their proposed change. The other judges will then have the chance to challenge or support the arguments. The decision will ultimately come down to a vote. If the proposal gets a simple majority, the swap will be made. Let's see how this plays out and who will make it into our final 10.
Awesome.
Okay.
Ja.
I don't like how you listed as the people that didn't get things
I can't even sit down for me.
And I'm offended that Wiz didn't make it to the list.
It's the
because
fact
he was
that he now
definitely
went on
on
to say their journey doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
This is supposed to end here before.
Okay, so coming in at number 10, Native Records, Odumodublvck.
You know me sabi notes, I don't go deal.
So Odumodu had an interesting year. He had a number 1 song in Juju with Charlie Poppy and what's
No.
Smolly.
We had Smolly. Yeah.
there was the Nigeria's Most Wanted tour with Charlie Poppy.
That Charlie Poppy never attended.
Yeah, and you know, with his all caps, he was constantly like front of mind.
Yeah.
So you guys think Odumodu should be in at number 10?
I think he makes the list, but I don't.
Yeah, I think we need to see who stands where. I don't know that I agree that Odumodu should be number 10 with the year that he has had.
The hand of God.
But let's see. Let's see where everybody else falls.
Okay, so
I'm ready to swap him out immediately
who do you want to swap him out with?
for Charlie Poppy.
Why Charlie Poppy? Make the case.
I think Charlie Poppy had a hot year. First and foremost, with this live, it's going to be very evident that I'm more biased to people that draw projects.
Okay.
Just instantly, that's the thing that I'm biased about.
But the project was whack.
The Charlie's project. I mean, he had a couple hits. He had a couple hits on there.
Let the man say,
He had a couple hits on there, but I think per use, like, yeah, a couple hits on there, maybe like 2 or 3.
Okay.
We're not talking about that, okay, he put a project out. He's ubiquitous in Afrobeats, like his name is always in conversation. He had a couple endorsements out there as well, I think with the Boohoo Man thing and all that. He was on this song with Odumodu as well, so he gets to claim the number 1, just as Odumodu can. And I think my added thing for him is that outside of being a musician in himself and his own personality, he now has his own label in which he's putting other people on. And if you go and check like Zeri DL now, for example, he by himself has over a million monthly listeners on Spotify. and we're thinking more culturally, Abby. And this guy in himself is like, his cultural impact can't be denied. Like what he's doing for Edo as well, Benin Boys with Rema, like, I think I don't think Odumodu had that. I think he's really good at like making noise and like making sure that his name stays in conversation. But as far as like the accomplishments this year, especially considering where he came from last year, I feel like he just kind of misses out on this one.
I think.
So I think that like he made very important points, but I think that I need to see the other people on the list to decide if Odumodu should be taken out of the list, because he's just saying take him out, let's replace Shali Poppy. I'm just like, guy, we never even see the other people, so why do you think he shouldn't? Because his argument is Odumodu should not even be in the conversation at all, and it should be swapped with Shali Poppy. But I need to see that list first.
Odumodu is definitely top 10, no matter what, right
Fair.
now. You
Fair.
know, you know, his presence is obviously crazy. His impact so far has also been like tremendous to me, and he's obviously coming off a classic last year. His album was actually perfect, I would say. His snippets to me, I really look at everything like they're projects. He's always dropping something new. Sometimes there are two snippets at once, one on Insta, one on Twitter. I'm like, shit, and they're all mad.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Juju is so infectious.
Yeah.
His melody, his range, his raps. He's putting together his team from Abuja. They're dropping a project this year, so, you know.
And a concert?
Yeah,
A
so-
festival 3 days.
Yeah.
So for me, right, I hear you, but
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
The song, Blackbone's has a song called Technician that Odumodu is on.
Yes.
Fireverse.
Fire.
Fireverse. And it's actually slept on.
So for me, right, I hear you, but ultimately, impact, yes, cultural impact, but for me, it ultimately boils down to the music and how the music connects to people. Shali Poppy has maybe 1 or 2 verses this year that have really, really touched people. You can call 5 Odumodu verses easily that people can connect with and can say, okay, if you call this song down for Odumodu, it's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like Shali Poppy is very great guy. He makes
Great guy.
no. When I say great guy, like he makes good, catchy music. It worked for a bit, but I don't know about the longevity of it. Yes, he has a record label, but to what end?
For me, to speak on Shali Poppy, we all know what Shali Poppy did last year, the amazing run he had, and quickly he jumped into his sophomore album. Let's not miss what he missed on that, big time. The fact that your brother has 2 bangers this year and you don't have, except for the collabo with Rema, who came in to save you, shows there's something wrong going on. The song Olamide is what Zeba reimagined, which I don't think he's picking up. I'm sorry. Shali is good, but he needs to work on something. This year wasn't his year at all. They're missing out on the tour, which would have been a mad look for Nigerian rap at that time. Shows that, you know, the fundamentals are missing somewhere.
But I think the fact that they even tried to do the tour in the first place was not smart.
No, I think it was smart.
Giving like his entire history and everything that's gone on with him and his brand, right?
Well,
you can't come off that and think that you're just going to walk into the office and get a visa and go on tour.
Well,
if you guys didn't think about that in time before you announced the tour, then
they thought they could have flexed it, but it didn't work. And it would have been a very good look. So I don't think Shali deserves to be in the top 10. Yeah. I think Odumodu deserves more. For sure. Conversations, the culture itself, how he's pushing himself. Like, this was a guy that they really wanted to cancel. And nobody, before that. And last year, December, everybody was reciting his lines, whether you like it or not.
Zeril is Shali Poppy's brother. Odumodu does not know Smiley from anywhere.
I think somebody who pushes the lines for rap, who carries on his shoulder and said, let's move forward, is Odumodublvck.
Right now in Nigeria.
Even without an album, Odumodu you feel his presence everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Presence
that comes into the country, you see Odumodu. He's like the main guy you want to check with now when you come into the country. So
fair.
He has put rap back into the conversation, for a lot of people, and we have to give that to him.
Even the soundtrack for that Skepta movie, he was on it now.
Yes.
So he has done a lot of stuff this year.
Fair.
You know what I love about this whole thing? Did you grab the hand of God and everybody's like there's no point putting it to a vote because the arguments.
But I
also think that going forward, we can still have a conversation around the placement and the number.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't know about number 10, but let's keep going.
Okay. Coming in at number 9 is Young Jonn.
Big things, Nimola.
So Young Jonn had a very interesting year.
Yeah.
He dropped Jiggy Forever.
Yes.
He had a big song, Big Things, which culminated in like its own moment with him grabbing big things while he was on tour. So
Let's also in
And him having
America.
big things later on.
so what did you guys make of Young Jonn's year?
I feel for Young Jonn, he finally dropped his debut album.
Yes.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. He pushed that album. He promoted the album for a year. Almost a
Facts.
year,
Yeah.
It's very, very rare. He didn't give up on himself. Whether you say, you don't like his music, he kept on pushing. And I think that work ethic, you just need to reward it at the end of the day.
Still.
And big things, still, if you don't like the song, everybody knows that line.
And I think the remix is about to drop or just dropped, I think. But anyway, Young Jonn, I like Young Jonn a lot. I feel like obviously we've all seen his transition, we've all seen his growth. But I think that this year particularly was very, very strong for him. Just even in terms of like, if you watch his performances from when he first started touring to like the end of it, so you can see the development, you can see the growth. The album as well, as a whole, it wasn't a 10 out of 10, but there are lots of notable tracks on there that you can pick out and say, okay, there's Pot of Gold, there's Stronger, there's Big Things, there's Aquafina, so I think that Young Jonn and his team have done a really good job in building his persona and him as an artist to the point where by next year I see him being higher on this list, but I think he fits the number 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that for me, for Young Jonn, like when people have conversations around like his album and people are like, oh my god, I'm not really feeling this album, I think that sometimes that is also because as an artist, you're always compared to the last project that you dropped. Be it an EP, be it something else, or if you dropped an EP before you dropped an album, or you dropped an album that people really love before you drop another album, it's always like, oh, the first one was better. So when people say that they do not really feel this is the album that he dropped, I'm like, okay, because the body of work that he dropped previously to this one, and that's the one that had
The one that song with Davido, what's the name? That Davido's on the remix.
Okay, can you
yes,
yeah.
the body. He dropped the body of work, right?
Yeah, he did.
On that one that had like really beautiful songs. So I feel like lots of people are comparing it to that one and saying, oh my god, this one is not as great. But I think that both are really good. And Young Jonn has one thing that we know about fans in Nigeria is that once they put you in a box, it's very difficult for them to get you out of that box. It's like, why are you trying to do multiple things? So the fact that he has been able to transition from a producer to an artist and have this run is really amazing. You cannot say that he can't sing. You can't say that he's playing good. You can't say he's riding on being a producer.
Yes.
He has built something independently of what we knew him as in the past, and that is quite very, very important.
Yeah. To be honest, I also think the album is overhated. Like, it's
Overrated?
Overhated.
That's the word.
I think it's a good album.
I don't think it's a bad
I think it's a
album.
good album.
Yeah.
Outside of the fact that, like, I mean, we mentioned Stronger. I know Bahamas is doing crazy numbers as
Bahamas
well.
doing
Pots of
Pots of
Gold.
Gold is doing crazy. I don't know that there's any metric that
Was
we
Sooner
have
on
where
there?
that doesn't.
Oh,
No,
he
Sooner-
just released that as a
Sooner just came
single. So that's crazy for him to have been promoting that body of work for a year and still now
Still have
dropping
another
it.
hit, yeah,
Exactly.
and then big things supposed to come as well. Like, I think partly it's like us not tempering our expectations with certain artists. Young Jonn's style on that album is exactly what I thought it would have been.
It would be.
Like, it was fun. The melodies were very like repetitive and like basic. Like, it was very sing-songy. And it was like, that's his style. And to be honest with you,
It works.
as a matter of fact, I'm going to go a step further. I think nobody does it better at the moment. I don't think anybody's like, with melodies that are easy to sing.
Yep.
I think people discount how much of a skill it is.
It's
like,
very easy to digest all of his songs.
all of his songs. Before you know it, they're stuck in your head.
Yeah.
So he went with a template, he played it out, it worked. The only thing now is I think he might have to pivot afterwards. I don't think he can do that for another project. Because a lot of those songs, like Jeje, for example, you can literally just transport the groove from like an Aquafina straight there and it's the same exact thing.
Which is why I think a song like Go Hard is such a different lane.
Yes.
That song almost makes me want to cry. I'm like crying and I'm happy at the same time. So I feel like he has that range.
Yes, he does.
But as far as the groove, he might need to like tone down on that.
And I think we need to give him credits because we've seen a lot of people try to do this transition thing, right? And no, not even, don't be sorry.
I'm saying no, like,
Yeah,
you're
no,
100% 100%
right?
correct.
And maybe you have one single that goes off, and then
Yep.
you're struggling with the rest, or you have like 2
Yeah.
singles. But like with him, he's been able to be consistent with it, and I think we need to give him credit for that. And
Absolutely.
officially, he's been an artist for what, 1 year or 2 years?
No, over
no.
a year.
Yeah.
Was it
He
right?
dropped
Maybe like 2.5 years.
2022.
Okay, so let's even say officially he's been an artist for 2 years. Like a lot of people are not able to do what he has been able to achieve as an artist for 2 years.
Yeah.
Longer than that, but yeah, I 100% agree with you. And I think that the way that people consume Young John's music, people need to be more open-minded. I don't know how to say it, but even with the body of work, the EP, that's not enough. Every time I listen to that EP, I'm like, I don't think we talk about this EP enough. So I think that there is something about how people consume the music. People enter his albums or his music with a
Yeah, because you're expecting to hear like Olamide or something similar.
I was going to say, I think he
yeah.
needs to do more features. I think him having a mad feature on will really help.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times he's on the song by himself. And you're hearing like 3 hooks, 2 verses or 3 verses. So.
Yeah.
But shout out to Young John. I really like him. Definitely in my top 10, man.
yes.
Easily.
strong.
And this is without a really discernible personality as well. Like Young John, you don't know him. You don't know who he is.
But
So
I
to
also
achieve
want to say that I think, shout out to whoever, between him and his team, whoever thought about infusing his throwbacks into his performance sets. I think that's such a good idea, because as much as obviously you have the new songs and things that people connect with, it's always nice to be able to grab people and take them back.
So coming in at number 8 is Davido. So Davido had 1 solo single this year, but he had a pretty interesting feature run. There was the Ogechi remix. There was Home, the song with Chris Brown, which was like a song of the summer type thing. And then he got nominated for a Grammy for Sensational with Chris Brown. So with all that,
Aluj.
not the Luj Ultras gang. We had to show up.
I'm like, what's going on? I was waiting for the DJ mention.
Okay, so with all that, where do you guys think Davido stands in like the Afrobeat landscape right now?
When you're a part of the big three, it's always a cheat.
I agree.
People always expect you to be there, And that's why when you mentioned Kizz was outside that list, eyebrows were raised because I don't know.
I'm being real now.
No, but me either.
Who isn't in my top 10 this year?
Same.
For sure.
I don't think so. He was in mine. So
That's okay.
it's interesting that Davido is on this list because Davido has put in work this year, right? You mentioned the Chris Brown record, the Ogechi record, they were big. But I feel like he's just waiting for him to drop. He's waiting for his real run. I think he had a feature run, but the real one is just about to start. Okay, I'm not sure about Davido at number 8 though.
You guys are forgetting Yebo. Do you know how huge that song is?
Oh, so the thing is that he had a mad
huge
feature run.
dance as
So
well. Like, come on, that song was huge.
and he also dropped the video
That huge.
for his collab with Fave, which is a mad tune.
Yeah.
So now if I go back, I'm like, okay, it looks like.
So I think I like Davido.
Why did you have to start by saying
I
that?
like Davido.
Everyone likes Davido.
But I do think that he had a strong year, but I don't think that I don't even know if I would call it strong. I would call it a typical Davido year.
Same.
Like
That's what I would
That's
do.
what I said
not
about the big three thing. They just
because
No, first I said definitely for a strong year. Do you want to make a case for?
because what makes it
I
strong?
think Yebo
Okay.
definitely top 5 hits as far as 2024.
Where?
In Lagos.
I don't know.
That song is all
Nightlife
over.
concert, guys. In the nightlife concert, guys.
Let me tell you something.
I
Yebo,
don't.
Juju, and maybe one other song are the only songs that they play multiple times in one night.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
even hear that.
Yeah.
Even radio, like now I listen to radio all the time in my car. They always play that song.
Okay, cool.
I've not heard it already
So
recently.
maybe, so I would.
Even like TikTok, Instagram, you're seeing all these dances, just always involved. So many influencers
I
are
agree
dancing
with
to all
you.
of
The
his
song
songs.
is quite huge, but I would want us to, when we give position to songs, let's do it based on facts.
Okay.
Let's do it based on the numbers. Let's not do it based on what we assume. So if you're
Yeah.
saying a song is top 5, I need you to tell me on what chart.
No,
I
which
need
is
to tell me
fair.
on what
Which
metric.
is fair.
So I just don't want you to say top 5 because that's
In the
what
club
you
charts.
feel.
In the
Because I
club
feel
charts.
Because
No,
human beings
yeah.
can lie, but data doesn't
Because I feel like
lie. Shout out to
Yebo
my
is big
boss
in
for
the sense
always
that it's a club jam, so it will
Yeah.
always go up in the club.
Yes,
but
but
are you
outside-
sitting at home?
Yeah, was
listening
the
to-
Amapiano one, right?
Yes, still the
And like, it's only Davido's verse. After Davido's verse, the song is over.
That speaks to him.
Davido's
right?
impact,
speaks to
Exactly.
impact.
Even some
Also,
artists too. It's
He
like
introduced us to those artists. Well, me, even the guys that
Same.
sang Ogechi, I didn't know them before that
Same.
remix.
Yes,
They
yes.
just came to Hotbox and
That's
performed. They
impact.
turned the whole thing upside
Yes,
down.
I
Now,
agree.
come
That's
on.
impact.
agree.
Also, Dodo recharted as well. That had
Yes.
a big ass moment
That's
this year.
good.
Even the song with Mins, I listened to the whole of Mins'
Yeah,
album
Mins'
based
album
on that.
is
Like,
mad.
I didn't expect David to be on that song now. So
Yeah.
he
So
pops
I-
out on all these type of songs. And
I hear you when you speak on. I'm just going to say that what AOT2 said is true. Being a part of the, or being one of the top 3 is a cheat or automatically,
Yeah.
because all of these things that were referenced, let's not forget, of course, the work that he did on charting Ogechi, giving popularity to Yeba and all of that is something that is really, really
it's
important.
not a cheat code, in my opinion.
I think it's a cheat
I
code.
think some
It's
other
not
guys
true.
in
I
Big
think
3
it's a
can't do that.
Me personally, the way I see
Honestly.
it is like, the reason I wouldn't have him as having a strong year is that he's a victim of his own success. That you've set standards to the point where, like, if you have a year like this,
Yeah.
I even feel like he's like, that's honestly how I feel like he would view the year. And I feel like just based on like those standards that he sets, there's other people that I would definitely put above him. Like, that's what it is. So like, if you're going to be a member of the Big 3, you have to show us something new,
Yeah.
or like something insane. And I don't think he's really done that this year.
But none of the big 3
None of them have Sha.
Burna did another London Stadium tour. Like,
Are we counting
Yeah, I mean, if we're
tours? And
talking about
David too
tour.
is doing shows.
David showed up somewhere in America. This
Nah,
year.
nah.
He's doing so many things.
Culturally,
Those things matter.
Culturally, Davido was
No,
everywhere.
that's
Those
part
things
of
matter.
that's part of the
It's
like the
definitely
commercial
part of the
success
conversation.
Exactly.
And also,
cultural
wedding,
impact.
wedding of the year, bro.
of
course.
No, let's keep it music-ish.
Yes, can you please?
Ish.
I'm just saying, it's
No,
Davido
cultural
again.
impact, 100%.
But-
Yeah, but I just think that again we had a very like a typical Davido year. I don't think that anything out of the ordinary happened that was like, wow, yay, hope you
Yeah.
have shown us a new thing. But
Would you vote him out though?
No, I
You
won't
feel
vote him out
strongly enough.
yet
I
because
won't
I need
vote him
I
out
need to
yet.
see that.
I don't see what-
Once
Exactly,
they
to
get
see
final-
what is. I won't vote him out yet. Yes, I won't.
Okay. Coming in at number 7 is Kizz Daniel.
Show me capital business.
So this year marked Kizz Daniel's 10th year at
performing art.
as a performing artist. He put out an EP, TZA, which had pretty successful songs, Twe Twe, Too Busy to Be Big. Then he had like Maraba, and then he was also on Big Big Things. And there's the single with Adekunle Gold. And I think he's always in the conversation. I think the thing with Kizz Daniel is sometimes it even feels like he should be higher.
Yeah.
Because if it's based on just like pure...
because we are pure talent.
Pure
Yeah.
talent.
Your hitman ability.
Yeah, but I think there's even something in like the perception because
Yes.
we don't think about him or we don't talk about him as highly enough as
As
we
we
He's
should.
always in the corner of the
We
room.
don't
Like,
know him. He's not outside.
Yeah.
He has no actual presence as far as
Personality
like
or
person.
presence.
Yeah, you don't see him
Don't
around.
use you hear about Kizz Daniel are problematic things.
If it was just strictly music, he has to be higher.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
But
I feel that for Kizz Daniel. Like in terms of if you're talking numbers of hits, he's there.
Yeah.
He's the top gun man.
Easy.
You don't want to go against him.
But for you to get to that certain level, you need everything to mix right for
Exactly.
you. And that other those
Other
intangibles
elements.
don't work for him.
Yeah.
But you talk of he's dropping bangers this year.
Yeah.
why was
Twe
there
Twe
no
is-
video for Kizz Daniel and King Madi's song this year? That song was one of the biggest songs out, and the song was doing numbers. There's no reason why they didn't shoot a video.
That is even one thing that I think that I don't know how they discuss these videos, like whenever I say something.
No, it's not
No,
you said it.
but I think it's a Nigerian industry thing though.
Because
You just come
I
and
feel
say-
like so it's even a general conversation for me, and this is off the King Mandy and Kizz Daniel conversation. Because I was also going to mention that how do maybe Fresh is here? How do they decide the songs that you get videos for as an artist? How do you decide the songs that should be the lead
The
single
focus track.
when
Yeah.
an artist drops an album? Because you hear an album and you be like, oh my god, this song should get more promotion. Then you now feel like, is it because this person featured an artist that is not very popular, or do you know if the song is not as popular, that's why this song is not the lead single? Because the song with King Madi, there's no reason that song does not have
not have
Let
a
me tell you why that
Why
song doesn't have a
should not
video. Let me tell you why it
And
doesn't have a
also-
video. The lyrics on that song are problematic as hell. Bro, because that was verse on that song. I don't want to hear any video without being there. I don't want.
No, it's not that.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
But also, that's another conversation, which is like, when I heard the song, I have different feedback on that song. When I heard the song, I'm like, okay, what is Daniel saying? Why
Say now, there's something like a 10-year-old.
Why did he say this on the song My Little Sister? I don't even know her, but I'm just like, why this? And also, I think that in the music that we do, or like in the Afrobeat space, I think that these are conversations that we do not have enough. I think that we sometimes do not pay attention to things, we do not regulate things maybe not regulate, but we don't ask certain questions like, the fact that you're an artist don't mean, or you're popular don't mean that you should be able to say anything. Like, that's what I was asking now, what is the process?
Yeah, so
when you do a song, do you send it to your A&R? Can the team come out and say, okay, this is not supposed to be said here? Also, it's the same thing with Davido and Faith's Kante song. I feel like that song is so fantastic and should have been pushed as a lead single. So
I think when people are trying to pick their focus tracks, unfortunately, the problem is that the people that are picking the focus track are the same people that have worked on the project from inception, right? So you have an unfair bias to certain songs. There's nothing that can be done about that unless you bring in an external party to come and pick that. Now, the second thing you now look for is, what song do you think is most commercially acceptable in terms of globality, brands, etc. What do you think the video will look like and stuff like that? And then I guess that's how they end up picking it. But a lot of the time, I think that a lot of teams miss with their lead singles because they just don't take outside opinions. Yeah. I don't think that you should release a project if anybody outside of your A&Rs haven't heard it. That the project should not drop. I don't think so. Because your A&Rs, yes, they want the best for you. Yes, they listen to your music. Yes, they develop you to a certain point. But something that you've been hearing every day for 30 days, it's not going to sound the same to me that's hearing it on day one. Fair. And my own opinion as an external party, as a fan, I'll listen to a project, 5 tracks. The track that you think is the best song is not the same thing that I would think. And therefore, you need to take those things into consideration.
Fair.
That's what I think. So this is just speaking to the Kizz conversation, which is that the song with King Madi, if you take out, you can't take out the lyrics, but that lyrics was so good.
The song was so good. Like,
it was
huge.
The song is good, but we should also start questioning those things that are said in the song. And artists, I'm sorry, I know that because you're not as big, you might not be able to say certain things, but I think that artists need to play the long-term game, which is that if you feel like as an artist you want to be here for a long time, and if you have a brand that you're trying to build, you have to be very intentional about your trajectory and the things that you agree to, the things that it's easier for me to say, but I know that as an emerging artist getting a big collaboration, you might not have so much to say, but you also have to look at your own brand and say, oh, as a babe or as a guy, do I want people to have this kind of
perception
of me, or what am I allowing, and how will I be seen as a brand? Because it's not just about the music, you have to build a brand as a person.
Maybe they think that the video never came out.
Oh, bro, that's what I'm saying, man. Yo.
Coming in at number 6, everyone's favorite mainland rapper, Olamide.
Hello, Habibi. Salam alaikum, Habibi.
Hey, I think it should be higher though.
Olamide put out an EP, Ikigai. He had a very successful song, Hello Habibi, which got a remix with Ross. Then he also went on a very interesting feature run. He
Absolutely.
Popped up on the CK album, popped up with Charlie Poppy.
It seems very intentional. I like that. And we got to Metaverse as well.
Metaverse. That was crazy.
Okay, I'm just
Okay.
What do you guys make of Olamide at number 6?
I think you should be higher on the list.
I'm fine with him there.
fine at 6,
I mean, it's okay. He's the OG at this point, right?
Yeah.
Apart from even working with other artists, he's giving back to like small artists. You just listen to a random guy and you say a verse from Olamide. He's mad. At this point, he's the godfather. He's just giving it to everybody right now. So
I feel like in an ideal world he would be higher, but he's good at 6 just because he's not he's already giving what he has to give.
Nothing to prove anymore.
He doesn't have anything to prove. He's not doing so much. He just, if he feels like he'll jump on it and he'll move on with his life. And God bless you. So
Then we also forgot to mention the song that he did with Alpha P.
He popped up on Alpha P's project as well.
And I think that he's been quite intentional with the remixes and the feature that he has done. I feel like Olamide is also another artist that I do not mind not hearing from on social media because he does the work with music, and that's fine.
And
that's
then
fine.
Outside of that, like you always hear stories about him like paying for music videos,
doing things like
showing up for people. I think also the fact that we didn't talk about it, but just the mogul aspect of it as well.
Amazing.
Why BNL is still on the names of some of the biggest artists that we have around. So every year that those guys put out music, naturally he should just get credit immediately.
I
you.
agree. I don't have a feeling that like Olamide will be problematic for sitting a lot. So I'm kind of it gives me like that vibe, that Yoruba daddy vibe. Because we forget that Olamide is whitewashed now. He doesn't concern with politics, all these things that he used to do when he was singing Ambo.
Nah, it's got to the point where
But he's chilled now.
calm.
I think it's also interesting that like this year he has an international feature because he was vehemently against the idea of like going abroad and like
the only other person he did was with Wale.
yeah.
Which was like
I don't think it was
ago.
vehemently against it. It was like, there's no need for me to be changing
Panda.
things.
Yeah.
To panda to
But
get it.
because
He used to be very passionate and like talking about
I
other
remember the
people.
song where he said that, look, I'm a king in my own, why would I go outside and
Yeah.
be like a dog?
Yeah,
And also
exactly.
because the flows don't match.
Yeah.
Like if you're a pure Yoruba rapper, you're going to be sitting with someone who's gonna wanna like.
Is he gonna wanna?
And one more thing that I wanted to point out with him as well is like the ability to still be hungry enough to chase new stuff. So like I think about Hello Habibi now, for example, where he's doing like new flows.
Sure.
He's
Like
finding new
you've done
stuff.
good, you go get in and the data.
Not third. I DM'd him talking about like third verse was dumb. And then in 1 second he replied me. He was like, yo, he went crazy.
He went nuts.
Even Ross's verse was perfect.
yeah.
Olamide is a good
It's
A&R as well. Like, his air
That's
was
hard.
music.
And songwriter.
Songwriter. He's one of the
Songwriter.
best writers that we've had in Afrobeats.
I'll talk about
All
that
your
later.
faves have another
All your
face.
faves.
Don't worry.
Definitely.
And also, I think that just to speak on what Simi mentioned, when she said that the flow don't mix, like him being a Yoruba rapper and maybe like trying to collaborate with international artists and not sound well. I don't really think that that is the case. I think that it is just how Nigerian artists be doing it sometimes. When you feel like you're on a song with an artist that is from outside of Nigeria or a foreign artist, and you feel like you are the one who you're not just thinking about how the sound or the music will sing. Take for example the song with Asake and
Stormzy.
no
Central C.
Central C.
no
Travis.
Travis,
That
sorry,
is a
yeah.
beautiful song.
That's
And
a perfect
dear,
song.
That's a
Yeah.
Not
perfect.
even mentions Asake because his album is one of the albums that clearly allows you to see that you can collaborate with international artists
And do it
still
well.
sound
Yeah.
normal.
And sound original.
Still sound original.
So I just felt the need to mention that because Nigerian artists need to think about how they are doing the
When you have Olamide on your
collaboration
side,
with
of course.
international artists. You can do it well.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
Okay, so we're locking in Olamide as 6.
Definitely.
Yes, we are.
Definitely.
Okay, coming in at number 5, ODG himself.
Yeah, no.
So Burna Boy took a break from releasing music, kind of like actively. We were seeing him pop up at Obi's house and just doing like interesting things where he was back in the country. But then he still had some important moments. So he did the Shola Bam remix. He did the Duai remix with Fino.
Yeah.
There was a song with Coldplay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He put out one single higher. He started the year performing at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he also essentially has the hottest live show in the business.
In the business right now.
Period.
yeah.
Point blank.
So I know
Those are your
Melody.
points?
So Melody, I saw you grabbing. Do you want to make your points? Do you want to follow through?
I do not think that Burna Boy should be at number 5. But he has a long list of reasons.
Yes.
So
Yes.
please,
I came
can we-
prepared.
Let him give us all the
I came
reasons why he
prepared.
should be at number 5. Because I think that if we are talking about
Okay. Number 1, you spoke about the Coldplay thing.
Yes.
So he's now far ahead of anybody else for the records that he has on Billboard. I feel like every single time his numbers start to dwindle, somebody's like, let's help him out. It's like Coldplay just comes and throws a single out to him. He was on the Time 100 most impactful. Like, period. This is everybody in the world. We're talking about the Obamas. We're talking about like all the people that matter. He was on there. Earlier in the year, Warner Music CEO Robert Kinsel, I hope I didn't destroy his name, he says next to Dua Lipa and Megan Thee Stallion, the biggest drivers of revenue for the company, Burna Boy is there. And this is over $1.5 billion in revenue. And one of the people that he decided to spotlight was him. So that's even in his sleep, because he's not doing a bunch of music, he's touring, but like he's one of the main drivers of that. And then this is my final point. He did the London Stadium this year, and he gave Fino, Omale, Shali Poppy, Odumodublvck, Shea Vibes, Benson, Fields, Tito and Yuppie, and Sabinus their biggest stage ever in their lives. And I rest my
So that's
case.
a Sabinus one. That was on my night.
I rest my
Does
case.
anyone was Kazza did?
Sorry, also one more, sorry. He also got Dibs nominated for a Grammy, man. Like, Dibs is still in school, bro. Like, he's still in university. And he's out here with the Grammy norm, like.
So I hear everything that you have said, Deji. Like, of course, shout out to him for the works and everything. But primarily, I think that the idea of the conversation that we're having right now is like the hottest artist in Afrobeats in this year. So we also have to look at, aside from this, okay, of course, the numbers and everything, culturally, what has he done in Nigeria this year?
What about this house?
Just that Talaba.
Swalla Bam is massive.
That one, I'll give it to
I
him.
hear 100%.
I'll give that to you.
I hear that. That's a massive song. But aside from that,
That's
like
the only
culture,
one to me, right now.
culturally, what
So
has he
Culture
done
is more
this
than
year?
music.
For
Yeah,
sure,
but
no.
For
for me,
sure, that away from the music, culturally, what has it done in
I think
Nigeria
for me
this year?
with Burna, it's a case of my own POV. I'm seeing him doing stuff outside, not inside, and it doesn't feel as intimate as it was before. And that's that's the what I call it now, the cause of success.
Afrobeats to the world.
Yeah. So sometimes they feel so distant now that even when they get a win, it doesn't feel like our win.
Fair, I get that.
Or like you see,
And with him, it felt like that for a couple of
yeah,
He tells us.
it's like so when Asake does the O2, you are part of it because like this is our guy, this is our Lungu boy. But right now with Burna, it now feels like
Yeah, I think
the whole of the third world has not claimed him as
Yeah,
like for
we're
one,
no
at
longer
one
part of
point
Burna's,
some
like,
Americans thought he was
story.
Jamaican.
Yeah.
And sometimes Burna says things and you're like, bro, but we are together. Are we not in the same
Are we not
time
friends and
zone?
family?
Yeah. I understand it's big at 5, that might be too much. Because I don't think the streets, if you're talking about Afrobeats now who get them? The streets
5 is
are not checking out for like,
That is so high.
like yeah.
But he also touched Port Harcourt this year though. Like let's
Yes,
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
like,
I'm not,
he went and felt people.
I'm not saying
even
he
though you can say it was slightly contrived and like it felt like a
normal.
Grammy thing. Like
Yes.
But I'm not
he
saying it should
touched
not be the
people.
top 10, but 5, that's middle. That's like
I
the
would
middle
move
of
him down.
That's my
I
point.
think I just taking like a peg, like
Because the
I would
other
move
people,
them.
the other people that are in the 6 to 10 category, we were able to mention a lot of things that they did culturally this year in Nigeria. We had the people who went on to give us EPs, to give us, music. People who
Olamide over Burna.
yeah. So it's just
Fair. Fair. So it's all gonna
culturally.
grab. There we go. So
So, how we going to
Okay, so we're putting that to a vote. So
I'd move
to move,
Olamide to number 5 and Burna to number 6.
who votes with that?
I think I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that. I'm alright.
Hands up.
Yeah, baby.
You're swapping
Yeah, for
Burna
sure.
to number 6.
Okay, so it's
That's
unanimous.
6.
I think it should go higher, but
But it's who should go higher? Or lower?
lower. Sorry.
Yeah.
You should go to 7. Where's
It
Kizz?
kind of makes sense.
Okay,
Sorry, but where's Kizz? Kizz is 7.
here's the 7.
Where did Davido?
Davido is 8.
I think
I think Burna Boy can go
wait.
to.
Simi, no. Raise the hand of God and say you're putting to a vote.
Okay, so I think I'm going to put to a vote Burna Boy to number 6 and Olamide to number 5.
I am putting in votes that Burna should go lower and other people should come higher.
Okay, so let's first of all put Simi's motion to a vote. So does everyone agree with, or who, if you agree with Simi that Burna Boy
Should go lower.
should go to number 6 and Olamide should go to number 5, please raise your hands up.
I think that's fair.
Okay, so it's unanimous.
Definitely.
But then I also,
So now Melody's
yeah.
proposal. So now Olamide is at
Number 5.
5 and Burna Boy is at 6.
Who's at number 7?
So 7 is Kizz
And
Daniel,
number 8 is.
is Davido, and 9 is Young Jonn, and 10 is
I think it's just fair.
Odumodublvck.
It's calm.
fine.
Okay,
Did
that's
you not put? I could put Burna Boy at 7. No.
I could
Yeah.
put him at 7
Yeah.
and put John lower.
Should we vote for that?
Young Jonn lower?
No, I'm not doing Young Jonn lower.
No.
I think Burna Boy can be at 7. You can move. We
getting
need
it
Kizz
wrong.
Daniel to
I'm
number
getting it
6.
wrong. I mean, put Burna Boy lower and take Young John higher. Because he's the one that follows right
No.
before.
I'll take
No, sorry,
Kizz.
Kizz Daniel. I meant
Daniel,
Yes,
yeah.
Kizz Daniel should come.
Yeah, I thought that Young Jonn you were pushing to
No,
me.
no, I didn't mean Young John. I meant Kizz
So they
Daniel.
can really swipe. So just take Burna to 7.
Yes,
Take
Kizz Daniel
Kizz
to
Daniel
6 and
to
Olamide
6.
to
Okay, so Melody, raise the hand of God. So what's your motion?
Okay, so my motion is that we take Kizz Daniel higher.
So Kizz Daniel is at 7 and Burna Boy is at 6.
Yeah, so let's swap that. Kizz Daniel should come to 6 and Burna Boy should go to 7. That's my motion.
Okay, so if you agree with Melody
And
that
Olamide 5.
Yes.
no, Olamide, we've already locked Olamide
Not
5.
Olamide.
But if you agree with Melody that Burna Boy should go from 6 to 7 and Kizz Daniel the other way, please raise your hands.
Sorry.
No. Wow.
Joyce.
So Kizz Daniel is now at number 6, and Burna Boy is at number 7.
You guys don't respect white man paperwork enough. You don't respect.
You don't respect white man paper.
You don't respect
in
it.
my T-Pain
Why
country.
should you respect?
We're talking Afrobeat here. What's my business with white man's paper?
See, that's what everybody says when the Grammys come around. We don't need Western validation, and then everybody's
I
excited.
promise you, that's so real and so fucking real.
Why are we
It's
lying?
never when the norms comes out. It's like when you
Even
start.
before the norms.
It's when you start saying, please cordially see
For your
my mailbox is filled with that shit. I'm like, well, I thought you people say you don't care about Grammys again. It's colonizer award. I'm like,
They put dealer.
Okay, so you guys,
you never can tell, man.
I don't go find me for this.
What's the number of family? They can't me.
I see some people are like, bro. Even any year, say, no show.
No, they can't me.
They're not complaining that they were trolling them.
okay. Now, based on the motions that have been moved, Odumodublvck remains at number 10. Young Jonn remains at number 9. Davido is 8. Burna Boy is 7. Kizz Daniel is 6. And Olamide is 5th.
Yes.
So now we're going to 4th.
Yeah.
Coming in at 4th is Tems. So Tems had a very big year. She dropped her album Born in the Wild. She had a very successful single with Love Me Jeje. She got the most Grammy nominations of the Afrobeats set, and she even got one in like the R&B category.
Yep.
She went on tour.
It's a huge single.
Yeah. She went on tour. She also, has been everywhere. So do you guys agree that Tems is hottest?
For sure.
Based on the calculation in my head, yeah, that would be
Absolutely.
quite remarkable for somebody who doesn't do quote and unquote pop music and for her to get this acceptance. I believe, yeah. She's good
For
for
someone who
her.
doesn't live in Nigeria.
Like, so my,
Like,
my,
you need to, that, those are like extra points for me, basically.
so my reservation for Tems is I don't consider her an Afrobeat artist.
I wanted to ask, because that's a big ask
So
right now. Yeah.
if I'm ranking her against all these other artists, and she's not an Afrobeat artist to me.
Okay.
I know she's a good artist, she's a great artist. We love Tems, she's perfect, but
When
Afrobeats, no.
when you guys say that, a Nigerian artist, that their song is infused with like Nigerian sound, the lingua, the beat, and all of that, this person is an Afrobeat artist. I don't know what to say because we've said it time and time again that Afrobeat is not a genre. It's an umbrella term for like Nigerian artists who
Do pop music.
who are out of Nigeria, and also like their sound. When you listen to their music, you can tell and you can hear the addition of the Nigerian.
But
It's Tems
Tems
pop.
doesn't give that though. You can't. You don't. If you listen to Tems album, maybe Love Me Jeje gives you that.
Well, she had a couple on there, like Get It Right with Asake as well.
That's
Love Me
There was also the
Wickedest.
Wickedest, the one
Wickedest.
that's
Out of how many songs?
I think she
Magic
made,
System
she made
sample.
it points to include
How many songs
Afrobeat
did the
songs.
album?
It's about
But she
16.
does include it.
Fine, but generally,
Or
the
18.
general perception, her sound is not Afrobeat.
And I think that is a we problem because
It's not a
It's not a good problem.
Wait, let me explain that.
I don't get it.
Wait, let me explain. Maybe that's not. I shouldn't have said that way. But what I'm trying to say is, I think that we sometimes struggle with seeing artists in different capacities because for what I think Tems has been able to prove with her music career is that an artist can be multi-layered. Like you can give us an R&B song by doing the R&B song, not telling us an R&B artist.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And you can give us an Afrobeat bedu. Maybe not bedu,
What's
like dancing,
bedu?
not bedu, an Afrobeat song, and give us an R&B song on the same album, and it doesn't make you less of an Afrobeat
So I
artist.
don't know what
She's an
if
Afrobeat.
Will you put an Asha, if Asha dropped an album, you said, will you put an Asha in Afrobeat
in
artist?
Afrobeat,
The
exactly.
last album that she
Album,
dropped
yes, I was
was
about
an
to say,
Afrobeat
yes,
album.
yes.
I will put on an Afrobeat
Yes.
Or the one P Prime produced.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm talking about classic Asha now. The
Classic
back
Asha.
yes, Asha. Would you put her in an Afrobeat category?
It's difficult. Like I get where you're coming from, and I understand your angle in wanting to. She deserves to be in the conversation because she's a Nigerian artist.
And
She's
because
from
she
here.
does Nigerian.
But nah, bro. No, melody. Majority of her music. Majority of her music. We are not her target audience. She sprinkles us once. Just take this one, enjoy yourself. And it's fine. I'm not mad at it. But she's not
artist.
She's not an Afrobeat
Yes,
artist.
but she does Afrobeat.
Wholly, purely. Now she's gifted in a way
It's not
that
like me come and tell you that Whiskey is an R&B artist.
she's
Like,
wait.
girl.
So my question is, she has done the workings. Like,
Wait, Tems is gifted in a way that universally her sound is accepted.
Exactly.
Because she has that raw passion and raw emotion in her music. But if I'm to place Tems anywhere in the world, it will always be R&B.
Yeah.
so are you saying now Afrobeat's grandfather that? He's not going to call Afrobeat dictionary,
problem.
Afrobeat dictionary, and Afrobeat legend. So we're going to put Tems now in Afrobeat conversation.
We're going to put her at the end the same way we put Beyonce in the hip hop conversation because she was
No.
born into that generation. Tems is born into the Afrobeat generation.
I think by virtue of how she's perceived, she has to be there. Like, if you look from the
She's nominated in the best African
exactly.
music
So
listing.
like,
But if you look at that, that's not pure African
Okay,
music.
let's start from Tems, the kind of music that she was releasing before she popped globally.
Okay.
From the beginning of her career,
Luku Luku.
Luku,
Try Me.
Mr. Rebel.
Okay.
So those songs,
Let's see.
those songs do not have elements of Afrobeat.
Afrofusion, maybe they do have Afro.
I
They
mean-
have, but they are not Afrobeat records.
I get that, but my point
I
is,
feel like you guys are being strict. I can't
same.
lie.
I-
hella strict.
See me on
You
strict
guys said I can put
girl,
her for
strict
four.
girl.
But if you're like
For fun.
for four.
For four. No, but for Afrobeat conversation, she's not an Afrobeat artist.
No, she's not.
It's not.
Bro, Tems.
It's the same way how an Afrobeat artist.
Yeah.
Or dare we have some Afrobeat songs. Doesn't
See,
mean
it's not the same. It's not the same
Exactly.
thing.
So Afrobeat is the genre now. When it's
It's an
convenient.
umbrella genre.
For
Nigerian artists who do pop songs.
Tems do.
R&B.
No. I think it's an unfair classification. Tems literally has an entire EP produced by Guilty Beats, which going into the project, she says, I want you to give me beats that I'll typically not be on. That's a person that walks with the consciousness of, yes, I might do R&B, but like I have this side of me as well. Like
That she
bro,
actually
crazy.
does. She
Crazy.
actually
Go on.
does the work with the Afrobeat music. Like she's not saying,
But
I'm
you know-
sorry, she's not saying I'm an Afrobeat artist, so call me when she gives us Afrobeat songs.
I think we're not running around seconds, right?
Yes.
Let's just do
One
this right.
second. You're not one. What's up, bro? Sorry. One
my
live. I'm on the
God.
show right now. I'm on the show right now. You're live. Is
Oh
Tems
my
an
God.
Afrobeat artist? Tems. Is Tems an Afrobeat artist?
Thank you
All
very
right, bro.
much. End
No,
of
bro.
conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I see what the Lord has done.
Oh my God.
Case closed. Please, let's move on.
See me? I can't even argue
Guys,
anymore.
she's not an Afrobeat artist.
Come on now.
But let me just say this. Let me just say this.
That was gold. Just for the record, that was gold.
But let me just say this
I was
right.
fighting for nothing.
But let me just say this
Oh my
right.
God, I feel so upset. Like,
Odumodublvck is what, right? Odumodublvck is a rapper.
rapper.
He does rap music.
Thank you.
He's
Thank
into
you.
Afro. Odumodublvck is a
Odumodublvck is an
rapper.
Afrobeat artist. He releases Afrobeat records consistently.
So if we're having
he just
why is he on
on
this
Afrobeat
list?
records.
why is it on this list?
Wait. Let's ask
When you
this.
listen to Odumodublvck record, let's assume that you just hear this beat wise before he starts saying anything. What do you think?
So it depends on the song. If I listen to
Depends on
Declan
the
Rice,
song.
I believe that, this is a rapper.
Yes.
If I listen to Blood on the Dance Floor, I'm like, okay, he's jumping on the
But-
Afrobeat track to rap
But
on.
his own music and his own infusions are more. He's very intentional with making sure that I'm authentically Nigerian. He uses lingo,
Yes.
everything,
And
sound.
he leans towards
He
a
leans
pop sound.
towards the pop sound. He
get
uses
mass
beats
appeal.
He uses beats that a normal pop artist will use and raps on them.
See, look, he's calm. I'm okay with
Fine,
taking him for.
me,
But I'm just saying.
Me, I think should be on this list, but it's fine. Since her manager just said, Melody, shut up.
You heard it from the horse's
I
mouth.
think that she deserves to be on this
She
list
does.
just because of the impact that she has had.
Absolutely.
Through the year and with what she has done just globally. Like
Absolutely.
you can.
Yes,
I know
it's
the-
fine.
I know the comment.
I even think even Love Me Jaja was like it's a moment. It's like you take a
It
classic.
sounds like a classic Nigerian rap song.
No, but people have been taking classics and not to that extent.
Tems doesn't have one Afrobeat song.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Vehemently.
What is
Which
the
one?
one Afrobeat
Crazy
song?
Things an Afrobeat song.
Come on.
Crazy Things an Afrobeat song.
Things are happening.
It's an Afrobeat song.
What's the Afrobeat there?
Not crazy.
Crazy Things is an Afrobeat song.
Nah, it's not now.
Wickedest.
I don't know, wickedest one.
Come on.
Wickedest is probably a bit more correct.
That's more
So that means we're going to cut
Yeah.
out so many things from being Afrobeat songs. Because if I think about like even like an Asake song, for example, Active, right? You would say that's a core Afrobeat song, I feel like you would. But look at all the different infusions that are in that song. You have like what's it called? Nola Bounce, all these different things. So I feel like we're being extremely strict. Bro, Crazy Things is like highlight guitar.
This is what's been the problem, not a bad problem. Like, where do you categorize that? Because we want to make her relevant, but the most relevant thing in Nigerian music right now is Afrobeat, and you do not want to leave her out of the equation.
Fortunately and unfortunately.
Then the song with Asake gets it right.
That's an Afrobeat song.
But then again, but where is the song?
Like, how weird the song is.
No, come back. We're moving the goalposts constantly.
She needs to be in the conversation. There's no question about that. What part of the conversation is now she categorizes herself as an artist, an R&B artist. If the artist herself is telling you that she's an R&B artist, why are you telling her that she's an Afrobeat?
Mind her saying she doesn't do Afrobeat.
She doesn't do Afrobeat, bro.
That she doesn't do Afrobeat is
I think more than anything else, keeping her on the list, if Tems is not on the list, then we have one woman potentially on the list as well. Like, let's have some representation for God's sake. So, like,
and this is not even me saying that let's have representation. My point is she's supposed to be there.
She has to be there.
She's there.
She has to be there.
Culturally, the impact is clear. So I think that she needs to be just like again. Why don't know about being
no, four, please now leave her.
You're beginning to enter like
top zones. I don't know.
But she did crazy shit this year. Like, I mean, Tems, Coachella stage brought out Wiz, brought out Justin Bieber. Love Me Jeje is the biggest Afrobeats song.
And to be fair
this year.
to her, whenever she's on an international platform, even though she doesn't do Afrobeat, she goes hard. Like the Breakfast Club stuff, she goes hard for her own.
Correct.
Even if you think about it, like there was something this year that happened when she put out the album. Nigerian artists are never here when they put out their album. And she was here. Like she was in Lagos, like celebrating with
and there was a conversation on Twitter about the quality of her album.
Yeah.
So people know her. So she's
Also, she put money in Shea Shodimu's pockets twice with Love Me Jeje and that Road Wave record. Please put some respect
And
on
also
this
at the Grammy, like she got R&B nomination, she got for African category.
Music,
She like, girl.
she's there.
R&B. She global music, world music.
This is
the simple thing. Let me look.
Say Melody, mind your
Melody to calm you down. She's Afro R&B. You want to hear Afro?
Afro fusion.
Actually, I feel like she's just so talented and she's doing the working for
shout out to Tems for real. Like she deserves to be in the conversation at all times. I just think that the difficulty here is that her herself doesn't classify herself as an Afrobeat artist. So if we're putting her here based on sentiment, or not sentiment, cultural impact, and like, okay, yes, she deserves to be there, fine, but she's not an Afrobeat artist.
Afrobeat is not a genre.
She's not an Afrobeat artist.
When you people are there, you should go and do
An important.
Where's for my book to come out next today?
According to you,
you should go and fix your genre.
and your English speaking people.
Okay. So number 3, we have a tie.
Yeah.
So first, we're going to start with one artist, Ayra Starr. Puts out the year at 21. She went on tour with Chris Brown.
So I don't understand. Is that number 3?
Calm down. Just calm down. She also had a collab with Coldplay.
On tour with them.
Yeah, went on tour with them. Then we saw that Rihanna fan love moment.
Yeah.
And then there was also the very big song, Santa.
Yeah.
Which was very big in like Latin America.
Biggest song any Afrobeats act has been on this year, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so take it away. What do you guys think of Ayra
Who's the
Starr?
second person?
I'll tell you.
I'll
Tell you after we talk about
Wait,
this.
he answered. She's at number 3.
No,
Two
that
people are number
but
3.
But she's one of the people at number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love
No,
it.
wait.
calm down.
Wait.
Oh, I know where this problem is going to.
Let's talk about Ayra Starr. Let's talk about Ayra Starr.
Personally, I feel like Ayra Starr actually released one of the best projects this year out of our music space. I don't think that they promoted it well. I think that no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that the album definitely could have done and should have done a lot better. When it first came out, I think if I remember correctly, the focus track was Jazzy's song or something, and then they eventually now moved it to Woman Commando when they saw that it was picking up. Yes. It was.
So basically, they did a listing at Pavilion,
Yes,
and that was the song they were playing.
That was the song that they were.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was what they tried to do.
Focus track.
But when they realize that
And then
people
they realize that Woman Commando,
Yeah,
but
I
then
noticed that
like
as well.
there's no reason why till this moment Woman Commando doesn't have a video.
I mean,
There's no reason why.
She's on tour, yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
they could have shot it before the tour.
Fair.
There's no reason why at this moment till now, Ayra still hasn't done any engagement, any proper fan engagement in Nigeria
Fair.
outside of the album launch that she did at Pavilion. Like you can't tell, she doesn't engage with her audience here at all, and I find that very problem. Melody, please, what is the engagement?
I think one of those choices that she made was definitely questionable, and for me it was Last Heartbreak Song being a focus track. So that's the one that best.
And I like that song. but
I don't think it's a single. Yeah, the video also wasn't the
great.
That's one of the bad things of Afrobeats in the world.
Yeah.
When you now change your...
Yeah.
And everybody at home is like...
What are you doing,
It's
bro?
Woman Commando that we want to hear.
Yeah.
So I
I
think...
don't even think that was just people back home. Like, I think Woman Commando was...
Yeah, because look at the feature strategic.
Yeah.
You have a North American singer, you have a South American singer.
Yeah.
That could have been big.
Yeah.
Okay, but guys, I didn't know that this is the first time I'm hearing that the Jazzy song was a lead single from that body of work. What about the one?
Was it?
with
I don't know
Asake?
that. I don't know that it was a lead single, but
Well,
they were
focus track.
pushing. It was the one. It was the one they were trying to engineer.
And the Asake one was a
with
single
Shady Vibes.
before. All of it came out before the
those are
album.
pre-singles.
I know, but I
Singles.
feel like
No, because I remember. So the listening, I didn't go to it, but I remember following on social media,
Jazzy
and
song.
all I was hearing anything. So when the album came out,
Yeah.
Jazzy Song was the first thing I went to go and listen
Exactly.
to,
And I'm
just
sure
because.
From the sample alone,
I'm
like...
sure in their mind it's a sample,
Yeah.
it's nostalgic, it's an easy win. But
Exactly,
you know,
yeah.
for
So I think for me, for Ayra
Maybe
Starr,
one.
wait, chill. For Ayra Starr, I love the album. One of the best albums. Top two for me. I just love what Ayra Starr represents to the culture today. Generally for Afrobeats, generally for young women in the industry, and for women in the society as well. She has done very well. She goes toe to toe with the biggest of names, and not the women.
Yes.
The biggest of names.
Yeah.
If it is streets, I will follow you. If it's down, I will follow you. You know, and I think there's been a passing of touch from Big Tiwa to Ayra Starr right now. I just feel that the album could have been marketed and promoted better.
Exactly.
There were some songs there that I was begging, please release the video, or even just try and push them.
Yeah.
A song like Lagos Love Story sounds something that could have picked up virally.
Yeah.
Control.
Yeah, Woman Commando, I love it because they are put normally in the clubs, women are always the objects of desire, etc. But now women are entering into the club and say, we run shit.
Yeah.
No video. And now she's teasing a new single. At the end of the day. But just by sheer brilliance and who she is for the culture, the statement she's making for women generally in Afrobeats.
Yeah. I feel like
She has had a wonderful year.
They needed to do a lot more.
The tour with Chris Brown, the tour with Coldplay,
Yes.
the stuff that's going to, the benefits of that years ahead.
Yeah,
She doesn't
I
even know
agree.
how far that is going to help her career. So it's wonderful, but I just felt that the album could have been better, but still great. But
album could have been better.
Like
or
the
the
market, the promotion
but
of the
at number
album.
3, nah.
Yeah,
I think that should be
higher.
higher.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So can
So, like,
Wait, now we have to spend what
I'll say the second one. Can't do that.
wait. Okay, make your Ayra point.
It be my point.
Wait,
I don't need to carry this one.
No,
It's
I'm carrying it.
not a murder weapon.
The point that I'm trying to make is that why I'm holding this is that Ayra should never be at number 3. She should be higher. And whoever you feel that you put there should take it down.
That's not the point. Just, you
My
want,
point is take it down.
we can't take it down. Let us know who is next.
Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
First, I don't want to wait. My point is that Ayra should be higher. I think that Ayra has done impeccable work this year. First and foremost, one thing that I love most about her is how intentional she is with her performances. Every time I see her performing, you can see that she puts in so much work into her performance, and she's not giving us the usual play to that they give us here in Afrobeats. When she's on stage, she's dancing, she's doing the work. Like she reminds me of Beyonce with the work rate. Do you understand? Like what she's doing. Like, I mean, that's your business. That's your bloody business. But that's how I like that's how I see the work that she does. And I think I hear you guys with the album. I don't understand the single she's teasing because I thought we're still gonna keep pushing. I said,
Yes,
like, I'm part of the thing. I thought she was still gonna
Yeah,
be
Part of the
she-
family.
Do you know what I said? Like,
Her album is like what Young Jonn is doing to the album.
Yeah.
And I also think that generally in Afrobeat, Nigerian artists need to learn how to work their albums more. Shout out to Chike for doing that with his album. Like the album feel like was never going to end. We need to learn.
I think
how
Davido
to-
also did that with the last one.
Yeah.
With
Timeless.
Timeless. That was a very sharp
Content
example.
Yes.
dropped a year
Yeah,
after the
I
album
agree.
came out.
Davido and Chike, shout out to them for working their albums. We need to learn how to work our albums better the way that we do, and also choose visuals for better songs.
I think that's also a problem because, like you
Shoot
said,
proper visuals.
shoot proper videos. Like Woman Commando should have a video by now. Even the Kids Are Alright. That's a solid
should have
song.
a
That should have a video.
Yeah.
Lagos Heartbreak song should have a video and all of that.
But that record will give you I'm like, bro, I don't.
Yeah, I thought that
I
was
don't.
not gonna go on.
It needs to be more intentional.
Yeah, I kind of very lost team from that video. Just
Yeah.
It's funny because going into it as well, I mean, there was a whole conversation because people can't do but compare women. They can't. The steam that she had with like the pre-release was insane.
Yes.
Like she was on fire.
The people she picked, bro.
That part as well, and then
yeah.
somehow it just didn't sustain afterwards,
Yeah.
But I mean, she still had moments though. Like I even think about like her performing at the Louvre. Like she's the first African, or even I think contemporary Afrobeats artist to ever do that. So like went to Brazil as well, which is like the holy grail. She did.
I just feel like the other thing is an artist needs to
She can be higher.
No way.
She should be higher.
Why?
Let's say
Just
that.
wait. Just
I feel like artists also just need to be very intentional about promoting their music on the home front.
Yes.
Right? So, yes, it's great that you're going on tour with Coldplay and you're going on tour with Chris Brown, and I get it. But, like, your primary audience is here. And all you just give us was like 2 or 3 months of something. Club, even if you do club tour.
Show your
let's
face.
say-
Let
show
us
your
even
face.
know.
Let
Don't
people
hold
know
on.
that you're doing things like...
they say you guys don't have money.
I was about to say exactly that.
$1 to 179.
And
I'm
can we-
also going to say that primary audience is here is also questionable based on data. We can say that this is their home front. Primary audience. That's
Talk your talk.
No, you guys, let's not do that.
LinkedIn time.
Oh my God, no.
But also-
These guys, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
These guys have access to data.
Yeah.
They are the ones that will tell you that this is where I get the most listeners. So you might think that because you're shouting on Nigeria.
I have a counter for
Okay, home
that.
front.
I have a counter for that, right? And the counter is this. So you can say, oh, let's look at the data. More people in America are streaming my music and all that. But I think for cultural relevance
I agree.
and acceptance,
I agree.
and putting that stamp of authenticity on your back that, out
Lots
of
of
Nigeria,
attention, yeah.
this is the next nigga that's coming
Unless you're
out.
Tems,
It's
that
Nigeria.
format does not work.
Is Nigeria.
You think?
No.
I think a bunch of people have transcended that. As a matter of fact, I don't think Ayra needs to be on ground like that. Like you guys will talk about her regardless.
So, wait.
That's what I think.
I think
She's been
that-
on tour the whole year, and we still talk
Yeah, I have no
about her.
problem with Ayra doing
I
that
don't have
stuff.
a problem with her doing that, but I just...
But I feel like just you come to just say let's do like one week or 2 weeks. It's cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I think generally artists should know that even if Nigeria is not giving us the peace I used to give us before, it's still part of our run because we give you the momentum
Yes.
to
I
go.
agree.
So
You guys keep saying we don't have money. When artists are overpricing themselves out of market, what do you expect to happen?
That's a mad discussion.
Like, what do you expect to happen?
I agree.
Everybody
And also-
can afford you. It's not that they don't want to use
Yes.
you; they can't afford you. So where next?
Yeah, fair.
And when we say that we can't afford you, it's not because we don't want to pay for you.
We
don't have
we
the
generally
money.
can't afford
And
you.
I think that
Shout out T-Pain.
And I think that the conversation between primary audience and the conversation is different. Primary audience and home front are not the same. Like your primary audience can be outside of your country based on data and people that are listening to you, but not forget where you started from, which is the home front. You can service your primary audience and people giving you the streaming money and still service your home front. But Nigerians should also understand that these people are also trying to tap into other countries, but do that and service your home front. Sometimes there's a way that
there's no way
Nigerians
that-
are treated. It's like, oh, yeah, you guys don't support me and all of that. We literally started this journey with you, regardless of how big you are.
Nobody services
outside.
their home front as of right now, Sha.
Yeah.
In Nigeria.
And
Period.
apart from unless you're not coming artist that does not have opportunities to go anywhere else, you're not.
Well, about if you're not
All the-
a bat also.
Unless you've
But
gone.
Rema service Benin this year.
Whereas an anomaly, let's be real.
Yeah. But unless you're an artist
I'll explain Rema's reason why.
who either can go or who has gone and the market didn't really enter for you.
It was political. It was many different things coming together
Yeah,
to
it was
say,
more than
okay.
just-
Yeah, but there's some artists who try to crack that thing that, okay, I don't need Nigeria. Let me go. I made it in America. You will come back.
You come back. No.
I don't mention it. You will come back. You will gladly come back.
You come
and
back,
you go
don't
back to the
worry.
queue.
Don't worry,
And you queue
it's fine.
again. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so like I was saying earlier,
Drum roll.
as Melody has been trying to prod out of me. So Ayra Starr is tied with Rema at number 3.
Rema, number 3.
Let's laugh. Come on, guys. There's nobody at number 2 because there's a tie. So Rema, the homecoming show in Benin.
Okay.
He puts out another album. He is Ozeba, Benin
I don't
Boys.
trust some of you on this table.
No.
he spoke about turning the big three into a big four.
Yeah.
He got his first Grammy nomination, and then he also went on a very interesting feature run. There's a song with Benson, which has my line of the year. There's a song with Daco. So yeah, what you guys think of? Yeah, so what you guys think of? What do you guys think of Rema?
I can speak on what Rema has done for like 4 hours, but I'll try and summarize it.
Go for it.
Rema is a very smart individual. I think 2 years ago, he noticed that, Nigerian fans have been complaining that, people are not servicing home and everything. And he understood that for me to crack into that big three or wherever this thing is, I have to do what Burna, Olamide, basically all those guys have done, is that I have to fight for every single fan I have in Nigeria. The reason why Wizkid, Davido, Burna are undefeatable is because they have armies waiting for them at home. So if you say anything against Davido now, bro, you're gone. That's why people listen to them. So Rema understood that I need to go back home and create that kind of thing, opportunity for myself. When he got on the heady stage and he said that thing, that was when the ball started rolling. That we need to pay homage to our institution and like this guy is smart. Mm-hmm. Once you can please Nigerians and show them that, you people respect, they'll fuck with you. Now, after you blow with Calm Down, over 1 billion streams, Selena Gomez, white mothers know you in America, white men know you in America.
Or from at Indian billionaire weddings.
You now do a 180, and you're saying, I'm not even going to do Nigerian pop. I'm going to do the hardest motherfucking sound that we've ever heard in the last 5 years.
Switch the whole tempo of the game.
Switch the whole tempo. You change your iconography. Yeah. You change your visual branding to something way dark. You now went back to Benin, one of the hardest places in Nigeria, and you just did like a hometown homage. You did a concert. You did all that. You went to O2. You came out with bars flying. People thought you were a satanic. Bro.
Oh my God.
Yes, that happened this year.
Rema came out with a 2-year master plan and he perfected it well. They did not have the producers to help him land what he wanted to do.
The best possible producer.
Yeah. 1 year Ozeba. So when I first heard Ozeba, I was like, bro, I don't get it. But when you go to concerts,
You will get it.
you see that energy there. Rema serviced the home. And I think he deserves. That number 2 is fake. I don't know what that number 2 is.
No, he said 3.
Rema is
He
my
said
number 1.
No, 3.
Both of Ayra and Rema are 3.
So
Rema is 1 because 1, he brought back an audience sound that we need in Afrobeats. I think Afrobeats is too chilled and too laid back and too singy.
And so I'm a piano right now.
Yeah.
Too singing.
He took that my thing away. Then other whole singing like, no. Ozeba. That's Territory Spring Madness right there.
Yeah.
We did that craze back in Afrobeats. Let's take it back to the roots. And he did that. And bro, well done to him. Yeah.
And to be honest, just like AOT2 said, Afrobeats, our Afrobeat daddy,
I beg.
that when I hear Ozeba, I don't get it. Do you understand? When I heard the album, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, this is Ariwo Yipo.
We've been too comfortable with
And I'm like,
Afrobeats
what
for a
is
while.
going on? But the truth is, aside from like, the music is not about me. I as a person might not get it, but you're doing the work. People are getting it. It's blowing crazy on TikTok. I'm not the yardstick. Do you understand? The music is the music. The hard work is the hard work. And he did this peak. I'm a piano in Nigeria. Did at the point where matcha. Did at the point where everybody was pandering to like everybody, and they're still pandering to Afro to Amapiano. He came in and said that no, you know what? This is the season where we need to go back to Afrobeats. And he didn't just like say it. He did the work. We live in a country where people tell us what they are and not show us. But he actually did. Yeah, I'm this and that. But he actually did do the work. Did an interview, then he broke it down. Yeah. And also, when I listen to him speak during interviews, the kind of things that he says, he's like, guys, he's not just talking, he's showing you and he's doing the work. So I think that culturally, Rema is the most relevant artist in
He's the culture right now.
Another understated thing, I mean, he also spoke about people sending emails to his stylist to try and steal his clothes. Yep. And it seems like a joke, but honestly, Rema has kids. And Rema is, dead ass. Rema has kids, and Rema is like, what, 24? It's ridiculous. When people try and have conversations, I saw a conversation on the timeline where it's like, oh, it's way too early for us to be involving him in big four conversations. It's like, okay, but check everything.
What's the answer?
Go across the board and look at all the different things. As far as influence, his style, even the fact where he was talking about making EPs popular, people were tackling him. Like, let's be for real. The format is a format that
So
people
that means
follow.
what? Number 1 is Asake.
Of course, I'm sure
But okay, so the first thing is we're going to do a tie break. We're going to do a tie break. So since both Rema and Ayra are at 3,
Yes.
someone has to go to 2.
Yes.
And I want to put that to a vote. So if you think Rema should go to 2, please raise your hand up.
Actually, wait.
I don't think Ayra should be.
Should be in the top 3.
This is emotional for me.
No, fresh. But if you wait. If you
Why?
Okay.
First of all, I think everyone needs to go up, and Buju needs to be in top 10. Buju is in my top 10. Are we not?
You can still
Buju
fit
did
for
this
So
year.
this is it for me. Rema and Ayra cannot be at the tie at number 3.
That's why
So
break
we're
the tie.
separate.
Break the tie. Break the tie.
Number 1 is Rema, number 2 is Ayra.
No, we've not gotten to there yet. We've not gotten to number 1 yet. We're not got to number 1 yet. So if you think again,
So you're
if
putting
you,
to what essentially what I'm trying to say is that Rema is higher than Ayra.
that's why I'm asking. So you guys are saying
Rema
Rema
is
is
number 2
number
and
2.
Ayra number 3.
Yes,
And Ayra
yes,
number
yes,
3.
For now.
Yes,
now.
yes.
Yeah.
I know where this is going. And
I know.
I'm ready.
That's how we say since let's get to it.
Number 1 is Asake. I agree. Oh.
So wait, guys. So
Is
wait.
calm
So
down.
we've had this tie break. It seems implied. Everyone is
Yeah.
saying that Rema should be at number 2 and Ayra
Yes.
at number 3.
For now.
Yes.
For now. Just quick one. Why?
Why should Rema be number 2?
Yeah. Why
He's a
Rema?
stronger artist. across board.
He dropped the
more the
most
points that
cultural-
he gave.
He dropped,
Yeah.
like what I just said, his
Yeah.
album,
Yes.
if you take away his album from this year, then we basically don't have much.
Yeah.
Okay.
He cast such a
Even
big
away
shadow.
from the album, the cultural relevance, what he has done with this, what he did this year with the album, like the conversation. He didn't just drop an album. He dropped an album that changed his sound.
Changed his sound.
It was a statement piece.
It was a statement piece.
Also,
Yeah.
that Indian thing is pretty underrated because, like, if the reports were correct, it's the biggest one-time fee that any Afrobeats artist.
No, they later denied that.
Really, it wasn't actually true.
That's,
But I can see why they deny that though.
Yeah.
FIRS is looking.
Also, another important thing for me for what Rema did was that he took the conversation out of Lagos. You know, a lot of things are too Lagos-centric.
Yeah.
When it comes to Afrobeats, we know why 80% of the market is here and all that stuff. But he decided to go to Benin, which also has a rich music history. So that was, so I think he should be number 2 for that.
Okay. So for you guys votes, Asake is number 1. So we're going to get there. So Asake, this is what the 3rd year of Asake being one of the biggest artists.
My God!
A 3-year run.
Yeah, so this was year 3 of the run. He put out Lungu Boy.
Yeah.
He also even developed this new capacity. He was the only artist who was featured on both Tems and Ayra's album. So he even
He also killed Victoria's Starr.
yeah. So he even like he went on a
well.
solid feature run.
Yes, he did.
Then he had some monster singles: MMS with Wizkid, Active with Travis Scott, Wave with Central C. The Fuji Vibe was the snippet of the year. You can't like.
Even this all year is like bubbling as well.
Oh yeah, it's popping up too.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's
He sell out
bubbling.
MSG this year as well. Was that this year?
Yeah, I think that was this year. Yeah,
He went on a US tour.
yeah, and he's been on tour. So
And he did an O2 this year too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
because Ayomaf
Yeah,
came out, and all those guys came out of that. So it seemed like there was a lot of Asake can be number 1, but based on the votes and everything, I want you guys to kind of get into where Asake stands right now.
See. Let me not lie. Let me just say that.
Don't like no thief.
I've not felt the way I feel about an artist, the way I feel about Asake since I found out who Wizkid was in 2012.
And you were a big
And I
Wizkid
was
super
able, thank
fan.
you. Right, so my introduction to Wizkid was I went to his first ever Superstar concert 2012. That album is forever stuck in my. That's how I feel about Asake.
Yeah.
From the moment where he released Mr. Money with the Vibe to Work of Art to now Lungu Boy to all the singles and fillers in between, it's a no-brainer. I feel like yes, Rema has been around. He changed the soundscape of things. He did what he did this year, but I feel like we have to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Asake has shut shit down for the past 3 years. No competition.
See what she's saying.
Nobody
for the
has
past
been
3
able
years.
to.
So-
Nobody has been able to shake him from
If I'm
that.
focusing on
From
this year
that.
alone, I
If
don't
I'm
think
focusing on
so.
this year again, fine.
Rema is number 1 this
But
year.
nobody has been able to move him from the position he's been at.
I agree.
Because
Kizz
Asake's album
came
was
out.
mad this year. It was actually the worst so far to me.
Of
The
his
first 2 are way better than this one.
Can I?
Oh well,
Is that your argument?
No. So
I don't know about way better.
So I don't think you can
Two
compare.
classics.
Yes,
Those are classics.
Classics, yes.
Classics.
This time next year,
But I
I'm
don't
not going to
think
be
you
playing
should
this
compare
album.
because I feel
You
like
should
the
compare.
sound. No, I don't think so. But
Why?
I think the sounds and the spaces are very different.
Try, please.
So would you compare this
When you look at
this
catalog.
Rema's album to
Raves and Roses.
Raves and Roses?
He sang both of them, yes.
I can compare catalogs, absolutely. To me, this is actually Rema's best album.
It's better than Rema.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
it is what it is, right? But me, I just feel like Asake has maintained and held his position.
Yeah.
Globally as well, he's been able to kill his tours.
Of course.
He's
Yeah.
met with the biggest artists. He's collaborating. He's
Gives
giving
us
he's,
the
gi-
hits,
he's giving people
happiness.
hits,
Yeah.
happiness,
Oh, crazy.
happiness.
That's-
You know,
that's
he's
a- that's
giving
a
people
fire
hits.
song.
Guys, giving
Yeah.
people hits.
He's number two
His,
now,
his
that's fine.
cultural impact is he has both the streets and the international markets on
fantastic.
lock.
We hear you.
On lock.
Fantastic. So my point now is
Ayra does not have that, so don't tell
Hey!
me needs to be number one.
Is that you carrying the hand
yes,
of
I'm
God?
carrying the hand of God. Let me
I'm not
see.
voting. We're not voting. I'm not
We're
voting.
not
Yeah, there is
voting.
still.
We're not voting. Afrobeat daddy.
Yes,
Wait.
yes.
Mayowa, let me tell you
Yeah, I'm
something.
using this hand of God. That's what I'm saying.
Mayowa, let me tell you something. First and foremost, culture custodian is owned by Nigeria. This is a conversation about your impact in your country, Afrobeats in 2024. The priority and the first yardstick to use should be the work you've done in your home front and how recognized you are here.
What were the yardsticks we gave you? We gave you artistic, artistic.
To land.
This is what I'm going for. This is what I'm working to.
So we said artistic delivery, we said cultural impact,
Yes.
and commercial success.
Yes,
So
fantastic. So now, if we are at culture custodian, talking about Afrobeats in 2024 and the relevant people that did things this year in the home front, or like just generally, right? I don't know why Simi is talking about the fact that somebody has been doing and holding it down for 3 years. We're talking about this year in Afrobeats. Every time we're talking about these things, like she's mentioning the fact that he did this outside, he has been doing this thing for 3 years. But in Nigeria, Rema changed the soundscape. Gave us one of the most critically acclaimed body of work this year. And see, he held it down for 3 years, I agree. But for this year, Rema is number one. You can have your concert outside. Don't take us to 2022.
We on that for sure. We on
I
that.
don't know about Rema being. He's not my number one. section.
I don't think.
I
don't
also
think-
think that this
I think that there's
conversation-
a huge bias just because he came out with a different sound, but I don't think
No,
that
but it
he's number
matters
one.
And
though.
I-
It
and I-
It
matters.
matters, but I don't think that
It was
it
on
makes
the
him
highest
number
level. It
one.
was on
And
the
he had the
highest
most
level.
impact in Nigeria. And I think that
impact.
when we have these conversations, genuinely, I think that when we have these conversations in Nigeria, I'm talking about these things, we're more focused on the things that they have done outside than we forget that we are a Nigerian platform first and we're talking about what they've done in the home
Because
front.
even with Rema, we don't speak about what he has done outside.
It's in Nigeria.
actually
The
Nigeria.
Ozemba, the
That's the
everything, the
focus.
impact, the Benin that he went to,
Yeah.
it's right here in Nigeria.
And
The
the fact
soundscape
that-
he changed, it's right here in Nigeria. The impact is here.
And I think the one thing I'll give Rema credit for, like, we hear a lot with the big artists where it's like we can't do shows in Nigeria because you guys are not, you guys don't have the equipment, you guys don't have this, you guys don't have that. But Rema, I mean, he's doing a show in December, but Rema, not just.
I'm actually pulling up for that.
Yeah, but not just even like delivering a show. He actually delivered a show in Benin.
Yeah.
And so again, back to the point of at the highest level.
And did you also see the price point? He made it, he gave the people in Benin the price point that they could all attend. Let me tell you something, as an artist, I agree that touring in Nigeria is difficult and might be extremely like,
Difficult.
But the
Non-existent.
does not make sense though.
how much is price?
No, but wait, finish what you were saying. Finish what you were saying.
If you are really Benin at the Arctic, you know,
How much is charging for Lagos? That's my point, Shy, is that
50 offshore. That's where it's starting from.
50K.
Yeah.
Wait, finish. Land this point.
Yeah, bigger than that, land.
But my point is, okay, jokes aside, my point is that they are doing these things in Nigeria. And Nigeria, doing a show or a concert in Nigeria is really difficult. It's a shit show, But these people have the power and they have the capacity to do it still and get people to pay or partner or subsidize this thing in a way. Because Rema did it with Benin. I don't think there's any like big 3 or big 4 or big 5 that will walk into any organization and say, I want to do a concert for my fans. I want you guys to support so that I can subsidize the fee for them. And any company will say we won't put money behind you. But are you guys willing to go that extra for your fans? No. But the person that is doing it definitely needs to be applauded and said, shout out to you. I'm not
No,
going to applaud
absolutely.
someone for going around the world. When Nigeria here, you're not giving us anything. No.
Absolutely. I do think it's not like a ridiculous assertion that Asake is in the conversation, though. He's had a massive year as well. I mean, even down to like little things, I think sometimes we kind of strip away things from a cultural side of things from music. having Travis Scott layer vocals over Ayuba is insanity.
I never saw that sample coming.
That is
a million
insanity.
So I
years.
didn't see it coming.
It's like it's a thing where it's like, oh, the song is nice, but it's not. No, like
When I heard the
Ayuba
snippets,
and Travis
I
Scott,
agree.
and Travis
That
is
was-
playing with those vocals. So like his verse is actively engaging
Yup,
with it.
yup.
That's not.
Shout out to SARS for that.
Shout out to
too.
SARS. That's not a small thing. So I don't want it to be a situation where it's like also another one. The fact that he's fully, damn near almost fully indigenous in the way that he sings his music as well. That's like, I know we say like, okay, we shouldn't talk about exporting, but bro, his last two projects, even though we're not talking about the old ones, he charted on Billboard at 66 for projects that are like primarily Yoruba. You know, even though this year was a lot lower, which like, I guess is a conversation on the industry at large and like where it's trending, I think it was like 100 and something. But like still, these are nomologous things that are happening. Like they're not regular things that we can just sweep to the side.
I agree.
But I still do think that like Rema was like the guy this year.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So I like everybody knows Rema is number one. Why I'm not putting Asake at number one, unlike last year and the year before, is let's look at the music. Let's forget about every other thing first of all. In the three albums he has produced, this year's one has been the weakest. The arrangement of songs, terrible, for lack of a better word. Many songs there are dead on arrival. Let's not forget about that, you know. The reason why we even like the album right now is that some songs are now beginning to pick up. I remember the night this album dropped, it was a massacre.
Bloodbath.
Bloodbath. It was a bloodbath, you know. It wasn't Asake at the highest level. Now, like what you said, the level of that indigenous beauty that he had on his first album and second album, and seeing him doing that on the biggest stages around the world, gave us a sense of pride, you know.
Yep.
The third album, I felt this third album was designed.
It was.
Designed and watered down for foreign acceptance. Definitely.
Yeah.
It wasn't in terms of production, in terms of the delivery of his lyrics, in terms of the content of the lyrics too.
Feature choices.
He took it down in more than a notch. And for a lot of guys who are like, if this is Lungu Boy, I'm not feeling the Lungu in this. This is like a tourist. This tourist boy.
Lungu Boy wants skating.
Skating is also skating. If anything personifies the thing wrong with that album, is skating. Skating was a miss. Like everybody, like, bro, what's this on at the end of the day?
Bro, have you heard skating at Wolf Park though?
You see, that's what he said.
Have you heard skating
That's
at
what
Wolf Park though?
somebody, you know, the day the album came out, somebody said there's no skating park in my Lungu.
No, but that's another thing. Sometimes I think we're over, and this is a completely different point. I think sometimes we're over attached to titles. I feel like the thing of like attaching a title to the content of the song is archaic. Like, bro, like even with Made in Lagos, I remember where it's like, oh, this doesn't sound like
Made in
Lagos.
London.
I think the artist reserves the right to name it whatever they
fine.
like,
And the fans
anything
deserve
that.
the right to criticize it.
No, absolutely.
I think the
But
one
wait,
thing about
sorry.
that
just-
rollout was the December thing. Like, they shouldn't try that again.
What?
Like December voiceover.
Oh yeah, so there was that.
So the rollout was there. Then instead of it to activate in Nigeria, I see on the rooftop somewhere. I don't even know where.
Yeah.
It was New York, yeah.
Like, the least you could have done is do that in school very somewhere.
And your footprint in Nigeria, physical footprint in Nigeria has been very, very,
Zero.
very minimal.
Yeah.
Has been zero. For a guy who's been an ambassador for us for how many years?
Yeah.
Just give, it doesn't feel that way. But what Asake has done in 2024 is
Yeah.
still mad.
Absolutely.
Regardless of how the album isn't on the highest level. And it's normal. A 3-year run, that man has been on the road for 3 years.
I agree.
He is allowed to take a little bit of, please guys, let me take
Yeah.
a break.
I agree.
But what he has done, bro, you see him on stages, like Fuji Vibe, the snippets, people were actually dancing. We don't even care anymore that we not hear the full song. Just give us the Fuji Vibe alone as it is. Asake is Asake. He's one in one.
Yes.
Nobody plays with Fuji, rap, and piano the way he does.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Yep.
But I just think because of these few points, he should not be at the second place.
Just playing devil's advocate very quickly though. The Lungu Boy thing, if you even listen to the Idris Elba like voiceover, for example, bro, the narrative clicks for me because it's not, he never said he was situated into Nigeria. He said the Lungu boy who graduated from Niger to space. So he's like, I've gone from being this person who is in Surulere and around all my guys, and now I'm taking it to a higher notch. And that's what he did. Like, he's chasing features with Ludmilla, who is like big in South America. He's going to the UK with Central C and Stormzy as well, all these different things.
He's chilling with Ghana.
Chilling with Ghana, he's in backstage at some concert with Kevin Hart. I don't remember who the other person was, and Burna. Just like, so like...
I think him and Rema are like our biggest ambassadors right now.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
For the culture.
So I think the consensus seems to be that we're putting as a vote.
Yes.
So if you think
So it's between Asake and Rema. to
So
be
if you
number one.
think Rema should be number one over Asake, please raise your hand. Wow.
Oh, she joined us.
Your points are valid.
So you guys were able to convince her.
Yeah, we're able to go.
Sorry, but
Yeah.
I would like Ayra to go above Asake as well. Ayra would be my number. Ayra would be my number 2. And my argument with Ayra is, I think Ayra had the best album of anybody. People would say Rema, and I could definitely agree with them to a degree. But the reason I would place Ayra higher, my God, Ayra higher, Odudu will show up anyway. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But the reason I'll place Ayra higher is because the range on that project is insane. Rema went for a concept and he stuck with it. You know, I wouldn't say it's one-dimensional, but he's like, this is
That dark gothic.
this is the line I'm going to toe. Ayra,
very different things.
nigga, she had my intro of the year, my outro of the year. She's like, dude, like,
Match of the year, definitely.
and then she had a narrative that flowed across it as well. So at the start of the album, you have Ayra being like very, at the start
Go on, I'm listening to you, I'm agreeing.
yeah, at the start of the album, she's like the woman commando, like super confident, braggadocious. In the middle, she becomes a bit more vulnerable. Then at some point, she experiences a little grief with like Last Heartbreak Song. And at some point, it's also like jazzy song, like Back to the Party, No Bad Vibes. And then at the end again, she lets her shield down with the song with her brother. And then the kids are all
an
right.
insane
But it was,
album.
it's so
That is
good.
alright. Is deadly.
She should win a Grammy for that.
Okay. So if you agree with DG,
Nah, I
then
feel
we
like I'm
should
standing by
switch Ayra Starr with Asake. So if you think Ayra Starr should be at number 2 and Asake should be at number 3, please raise your hands up.
So, if they didn't, I was going to say that. I think that Ayra should be at number 2.
But you've lost.
Asake in
For this
2024.
year.
Come on now, you guys.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
fine.
man, now
we
Marty.
didn't
Just to give a notable mention to Fireboy's album.
Even Buju, what are you guys saying?
Okay.
Buju had more hits than Ayra this year.
Did he?
I don't
No,
remember.
wait, come
Oh,
on.
guys,
That's
guys,
what
Buju alone had 3 hits on their joints.
guys.
You guys kidding me?
So based on our final vote tally, Rema is number 1.
Yeah.
Hottest Afrobeats artist of 2024. Asake is number 2. And Ayra Starr is number 3.
I can live.
Okay.
All is
So
fair in Afrobeats.
Okay.
If I can leave.
So thank you to all of you at home who have sat down and watched these episodes.
Don't abuse us. So.
Excuse me. Oh.
Go likely in the
Excuse me.
comments. Thank you to our tastemakers who have come here and spent their time with us, and we've debated, we've argued, but we're still living with like small love. And hopefully catch you guys next year. But till then, please subscribe, leave a comment, drag us on Twitter, Instagram if you think we have been wrong, but still share it, chat.
I'll block you.
And yeah, thank you guys.